Hello, I'm Dr. Stephen Andrew Missick. I'm running for Texas State Legislature, HD 18. This covers Liberty, San Jacinto, Hardin, and East Montgomery County. In this video, we're going to be talking about the plot of Ernest Bales to flip Texas blue. We need to establish that Ernest Bales is a Democrat. Rice University's analytics went through Ernest Bales' voting record, and they established that he is a liberal. We also need to remember that Ernest Bales voted to impeach conservative stalwart warrior Ken Paxton, our Attorney General. And he's done many other things. Many conservative organizations have graded his legislative record and found it lacking. He's weak on pro-life issues. He's a tax and spend liberal. And he works to keep the Democrat Party, which is the minority party right now, in control of the Texas legislature. And Ernest Bales attended a rally, a Flip Texas Blue rally, wearing a purple shirt, showing his commitment to flipping Texas from a red state to a purple state to a blue state. And we need to look at other aspects of his plan. As I mentioned, we have Rice University analytics showing that Ernest Bales is a liberal. Despite what he puts on his campaign sign, saying he's a conservative Republican, he is a liberal. This is empirical data based on his voting record. His legislative record, he created in Austin. You have to look at not his words, but what he does in Austin. The man is a liberal. The man was a Democrat, and he changed parties so he could run. And he has been legislating in Austin as a Democrat. And when he went to this rally, he went to this Flip Texas Blue rally, he's showing his intent to flip Texas blue. And there's a lot of things he's been doing to enable this or to make this objective come to pass. And we need to stop him. We need to vote this man out of office and work hard to save Texas, to keep Texas red, and thereby save America. He works with the teachers' unions to maintain their control. I believe in education, understand how important education is, but our educational system, both in the public school and the university system, is corrupt. It's about political indoctrination and not education. We have to challenge these teachers' unions and these teachers' associations and force them to get out of politics, to stop indoctrinating our young people and our children into Marxism and critical race theory and other left-wing extreme ideologies. We need to get them out of the business of political indoctrination and get back to our core mission of educating our young people, educating our children. So Ernest Bales is a big supporter of the left-wing teachers' unions, and he wants to deny Texas parents school choice. He wants the government and the Democratic Party dictating the education of your children, what choices you're allowed to have for your children to learn and what they're authorized to learn. So we need to take a stand against Bales for this reason. Another part of his plan to flip Texas from red to blue is to flip HD 18, Liberty, San Jacinto, Hardin, and East Montgomery County from red to blue. And one of the ways he's doing this is through Colony Ridge. Ernest Bales worked with John and Trey Harris to create this hub of human drug sex trafficking, this travesty, this horror called Colony Ridge, this colonia where Hispanic people are being exploited and discriminated against and taken advantage of. The government, the federal government, is doing investigation. Many federal agencies are investigating this issue, and the government is taking action against Colony Ridge. Ernest Bales helped create Colony Ridge. He gave them certain legal protections and privileges and empowered and protected them through certain legislation which granted these privileges. The legislation was called HB 4341. Recently, conservative news outlets have been looking into what's going on in Colony Ridge, and Glenn Beck came down to see for himself. I believe that there's a lot of illegal, unethical, and immoral actions going on there. And the problem is, as long as Ernest Bales is the state rep, he's going to be protecting his endeavor of Colony Ridge. He's going to be protecting his friends, John and Trey Harris. To tackle this issue, We need to vote Ernest Bales out of office. And that way, we can clean up the damage done by Colony Ridge and hold John and Trey Harris accountable for what they've done to our counties and to our House district. But part of this is Ernest Bales' plot to flip Texas from red to blue. And let's listen to what Glenn Beck has to say about this.
Now, this is a red, deeply red county. It won't be for long. The migrant, if you want to call it that, the migrant population already dwarfs the people that used to live there. Okay? This is about flipping Texas.
Yeah.
Once people understand what he's doing, there are all kinds of shady businessmen all over the country. I mean, we have grown our population the size of one Arkansas in 4 years. Well, that's not Arkansas, Alabama. One Alabama. You can't keep this up without completely changing the financial situation of the country.
And Texas would be the first-round draft pick for the Democrats to flip.
Oh, they would love Texas before Florida, by the way.
Oh, you flip Texas and you're done.
Over.
You'll
there's more
never
electoral
see a
votes anyway
Republican
than
again.
Well, that's the entire point of a completely open border with no answers, no accountability for Mayorkas, nobody. Everybody's using the whole humanitarian thing. That is so brilliant because that's exactly what the point is. And now you're seeing it because they're building cities. And like you said, that's going to flip. Why else would they have the border completely open? Why? That's it right there.
So we see with what Ernest Bales is doing, he is what the Democrats call a secret sleeper. What is a secret sleeper? So what happens is you have red states, you have red House districts, red counties, and the Democrat Party realizes that they can never win in those areas. So what do? They have candidates posing as Republicans, running for office as Republicans, but they're actually Democrats, and they legislate as Democrats in Austin. Let's also remember that Ernest Bales is a toady or a minion of Speaker of the House, Drunk Dade Phelan.
Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
Mr. Campbell, since the amendment is acceptable to the author, is there objection to the opposite amendment? The chair has none. The amendment is adopted.
And that a lot of the campaign monies that Ernest Bales has is from Dade Phelan. And Dade Phelan enables the Democrat Party to control Austin with Ernest Bales. Let's remember what happened with the impeachment of Ken Paxton. Fundamentally, this is what happened. The Biden administration called Dade Phelan and Ernest Bales, and they say, look, Ken Paxton is the most effective attorney generals, Republican conservative attorney generals in this country. He's fighting against us and our agenda effectively. He's slowing us down. He's causing us to have reversals in the court. We need your help. And they knew, the Biden administration knew that they could count on Dade Phelan. They could count on Ernest Bales. So they came through for the Democrat Party, for the Biden administration, for Obama. And they began this impeachment, this baseless, ridiculous impeachment of Ken Paxton over what? Tabletops in a kitchen. It was absurd, wasting millions of dollars of taxpayers' money. In a way, they were somewhat successful. They were able to slow down and take Ken Paxton out of the fight for months. And they need to be held accountable for what they did. Dade Phelan, Ernest Bales, and how they have worked to hurt Texas Republicans and conservatism. I also want to look at some statements about Ernest Bales and who he is from Brandon Waltons of Texas Scorecard.
Who is Ernest Bales? Well, first elected to the Texas House in 2017, Bales has been one of the most liberal Republicans in the chamber. Drawing Abbott's specific attention, however, has been his activism against school choice, the governor's top legislative priority. Ernest Bales has for a long time been a very, very vocal opponent to it, even going along and participating in events with Democrats, essentially to stop school choice legislation. Bales was one of 21 Republicans who voted with Democrats last year to kill an educational savings account proposal in the Texas House. And since then, Governor Abbott's begun endorsing challengers to those members who oppose school choice. But it's not just school choice that people can criticize about Ernest Bales. Additionally, he's been identified as one of the architects essentially behind the Colony Ridge illegal alien housing development, which is located in his district in Liberty County. A letter from Attorney General Paxton to the congressional delegation last year said that in 2017, Representative Ernest Bales and Senator Robert Nichols specifically took action on behalf of Colony Ridge to enact House Bill 4341, which established a small 5-acre municipal management district from undeveloped land in Liberty County. That is what we now refer to as Colony Ridge. The Republican primary will take place on March 5th with early voting beginning February 20th.
Now, if you want to be an informed voter, many conservative organizations are bringing light to the record of these rhinos, these Republicans in name only, in Austin. And one of the most egregious villains that's doing this is Ernest Bales. And there's organizations such as Grassroots America, where they look at his record, and they have a deck of bad cards. And these are the worst of the worst. The most liberal, fake Republicans, fake conservatives, liberal activists in Austin. So they have this deck of cards, and of course, Ernest Bales made the deck. And they've labeled him as a traitor, as a serpent. And we don't need to allow ourselves to be deceived by the serpent anymore. We need to know the truth. We need to listen to the truth. Jesus said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." You don't want to be played or deceived or lied to. We want to have truth and accountability. And that's why we need each one of us to take a stand for America, to take a stand for freedom, take a stand for conservatism, and take a stand against Ernest Bales. The power is in our hands. Now we can hold him accountable for what he did to our House district, how he's hurting Texas, how he's hurting the Republican Party, and vote him out of office. And hold John and Trey Harris accountable and work to create a better future for all the citizens of House District 18. I believe in conservatism. I believe in what the Republican Party represents. And I believe that the Republican Party and conservatism helps all Americans, white, black, Hispanic, of all races and nationalities. And that together we can come together and make America great again. We're going through a hard time in this country right now because of the efforts of Ernest Bales. But we can reverse the damage that he has done and create a better future. So the power is in your hands. March 5th is election day. But don't wait for March 5th. Early voting starts on February 20th. Let people know. Be an informed voter. Look at these conservative organizations who are all giving Ernest Bales a bad grade. He's weak on pro-life issues. He's weak on fiscal issues. He's been helping the Democrats control the state house. He's been blocking conservative legislation and conservative priorities, and he's been advancing the left-wing, destructive Marxist agenda of the Democrat Party. We need change, and the power is in your hand to make change. So be informed and vote. Vote against Ernest Bales. Vote for freedom. Vote for America. Vote for Texas. And I hope to see you. I hope to see you on campaigning. See you at the polls. And remember, I'm the pastor of King of Saints Tabernacle in Cleveland, Texas. Every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, we're praying for our nation. So you can join us and pray, because I believe in the power of prayer. And I believe the scripture that says, if my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sins, and I will heal their land. And we need national revival and spiritual awakening, and I believe we seek it in sincerity and humility and love and compassion, then God will bless us. And pray that God will bless you and God will bless America.